How's it going, everyone? Blueknight here, and welcome back to another Ratchet & Clank video, where once again we're talking about the recently announced Rift Apart, the next installment in the Ratchet & Clank series on the PS5, which features this new mysterious female Lombax that Clank meets after being separated from Ratchet at the end of the trailer. And I've got numerous questions, and I'm sure you guys do as well, like, who is she? Where did she come from? Why does she have a tail? Are just some of the questions that come to mind after seeing this character. So let's just go ahead and get started with the discussion. First off, who is she? Well, we don't exactly know that just yet. Heck, we don't even know the character's name yet. So we'll just call her Ratchet for now. But going by the planet or dimension that's presented here, it appears that Dr. Nefarious has taken over and is apparently hunting down this Lombax or Ratchet, going by this wanted poster that's seen right before Clank's arrival into this area. Then again, that could be Ratchet's face on that poster. It's kinda hard to tell, but it's for sure a Lombax. So I'm just going to take it that she is like this rebel character in this world, trying to fight back against Nefarious. Just a rough guess. Secondly, where did she come from? Well, once again, we have absolutely no idea on those particular details just yet, but I do have somewhat of a theory regarding this question. Okay, maybe a couple of theories. One of those theories being is that she's another Lombax that was left behind when all the other Lombaxes escaped to another dimension when Tachyon basically took over the Polaris galaxy. But in Tools of Destruction, Tachyon claims that only 2 Lombaxes stay behind.
Cowards! All of them! Only 2 stay behind. The Keeper of the Dimensionator and his infant son.
Right here, he's referring to both Kaidan and Ratchet. He didn't seem to be aware of neither Azimuth nor Angela. Yes, she is a Lombax, it was confirmed in A Crack in Time, and Tachyon was basically hunting her down, which would then bring the total number of Lombaxes that stayed behind to 4. But we could knock that number up to 5 if this character is already in Ratchet's dimension. And that brings me to the second theory. The story of the game focuses on dimensional travel and how they're all just breaking apart, assumingly by Dr. Nefarious's doing. So it wouldn't be too far-fetched to believe that the boundaries between the Lombax dimension and Ratchet's dimension have become somewhat connected, allowing access between the 2 dimensions. However, this could very well just be another planet, because it has been confirmed that not only can we hop from dimension to dimension, but thanks to the PS5's capabilities, we can now go from planet to planet almost instantly using these dimensional rifts, which is implied in the trailer by showing past locations from past games in the series like Milana Fields from A Crack in Time. So if she is from another planet and not the Lombax dimension, that would then tie into my first theory. But I do have a third theory, and that is that this could be an alternate version to Ratchet from an alternate dimension. Yeah, I know it's a pretty crazy theory, but it does make sense when you think about it, because this could be setting up a multiverse type of story, just with the fact that this game deals with dimensions, and that, well, we're basically dimension hopping. I mean, just look at the gameplay where Ratchet's using the Rift Tether to travel between dimensions. The differences between the 2 dimensions are quite different yet similar. For example, we have new enemies here in what's likely the alternate dimension to Ratchet's. Then we transition over to Ratchet's dimension, and we see that the enemies are now thugs for less. And that seemingly Dr. Nefarious hired them for protection, because we do hear them say that they can't let Ratchet and Clank reach the boss. Since Ratchet and Clank were just talking about Dr. Nefarious, it would seem to be the case. And while we're on the subject of alternate dimensions, perhaps the Dr. Nefarious that is causing all this is not from Ratchet's dimension. Instead, it could be a Dr. Nefarious from an alternate dimension. Remember that scene at the very end of All for One, where Nefarious looks to be having a change of heart after knowing what it's like to actually have friends? Well, why would he try to take over the universe again after not being seen in years? And of course, this once again brings up the whole post-Into the Nexus or post-reimagining subject. Seeing as it has been years since Nefarious vanished after All for One, and was still not seen as of Into the Nexus, and the fact that Clank acknowledges that could very well make this game post Into the Nexus. So this new Lombax could very well be an alternate version of Ratchet. Now, wouldn't it be funny if her name was Latchet, like Ratchet, but with an L instead of an R? That'd be a pretty good way of pushing the whole alternate universe element in terms of similarities. I mean, their stature is similar, they both yield a weapon. I mean, it's not an Omni-Wrench like what other Lombaxes like Ratchet or Azimuth typically use, but it's similar in concept. Okay, but why does she have a tail? I know a lot of you might be asking that question since Angela Cross was confirmed to be a Lombax despite lacking a tail, so it could be assumed that all female Lombaxes lack tails, again, confirmed in A Crack in Time. But this new Lombax, who is confirmed to be a female, has a new type of tail, closely resembling that of another certain PlayStation mascot. Sly 5 confirmed. Okay, just kidding. This tail is not like the usual Lombax tail like Ratchet or Azimuth has. Instead, it's more fox-like, I would say. But if we take what I just said about the alternate dimensions and that this is an alternate version of Ratchet, it makes perfect sense. Now the question is, if this is an alternate version of Ratchet from another dimension, then where is the alternate version of Clank? I mean, everything else about these two Lombaxes are similar, maybe except for robotic arm, so where's this Lombax's or Ratchet's robotic companion? Perhaps they wound up in Ratchet's dimension just as Clank did? All will be revealed in due time, I guess. I mean, we still don't have a release date for the game just yet, so there's still a good bit of time to find out more, which they said that we can expect more info regarding the game soon. Don't know how soon, it could be next week, it could be next month, who knows. However, we do know that this will be a full-length Ratchet and Clank adventure, so I'm going to assume that it'll be roughly the same length as A Crack in Time, or longer, and not a short game like the PS4 reimagining. But outside of that is all I really got for today's quick discussion video regarding this new character in the Ratchet and Clank universe. Man, I hope she's playable. The series deserves at least another playable character. Anyways, what do you guys think about this new character? You think that this is a glimpse into the Lombax dimension, or do you think that this is an alternate version of Ratchet? Be sure to leave it all down in the comment section below, and also be sure to stay tuned to the channel for even more updates and discussions about the upcoming Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart as they happen. Once again, thank you all so much for watching and supporting the channel. I've been Blueknight, and I'll see you guys back here next time. Goodbye!